My name's Mike Ainsworth, and I have the real privilege of chairing a group that comes together to advise policing on hatred. We're made up of those organisations and those individuals that have been touched by hatred. We've all witnessed unimaginable acts of hatred in recent days. We despair of the impact that it has on our families and our communities, and the causes are complex and corrosive. But actually we know the solutions, and we're not hopeless. Last week on Tuesday, I spent 4 hours in the virtual company of senior police officers and various groups from around the country that are working in the area of hatred. I listened as Dave from the CST, the leading Jewish organisation, and Iman from Tel Mama, the leading Muslim organisation tackling hate crime. I heard them speak with one voice about ways forward, about how to defeat extremism with compassion and with courage, to reject the voices, even within their own communities, that seek to dehumanise and divide. Condemnation of hate crime across all forms of hatred is the only effective way forward. And that includes those areas of hate crime not covered by legislation, from the murders of Sarah Everard and Sophie Lancaster to attacks on the homeless. The message has to be the same. We cannot stay silent about attacks on refugees, the trans community and travellers, whilst condemning anti-Semitism and homophobia. Prioritising some communities over others means that all communities in the end suffer. We must come together as Dave and Iman did and speak with one voice. Professor Elie Wiesel won the Nobel Peace Prize, but he was also a Holocaust survivor. What hurts the victim most is not the cruelty of the oppressor, but the silence of the bystander. Through all of my work, that has got such an echo. When I talk to people that have been attacked on the tube, they talk about racism and homophobia, how it made them feel and the damage it caused. But eventually they may recover. But what damaged them, above all, was the silence of those stood around who said nothing and did nothing. There's a story that goes along with hate crime, and it's the story of a perpetrator who's saying, I am attacking you, but you know what? Lots of people agree with me. And if we stay silent towards the victim, then that story has got resonance to them. They start to believe that story. Silence from bystanders to the victim say, we agree with it. And sadly, hatred can be contagious. There was a huge increase in all forms of hate crime, including homophobia and Islamophobia and disability hate crime, following the Brexit referendum. I challenge anyone to let me know what that has got to do with being Muslim, gay or disabled, but there was an increase across the board. And one of the reasons for that is those in positions of power, those responsible for the Leave campaign, failed to condemn what was being done in their name. Silence from those in positions of power and influence says to the victim, we don't care. And it says to the perpetrators, go on, fill your boots. The base to any solution lies in Elie Wiesel's words. We must all become upstanders, especially those in positions of power. We've already heard from Mark that sadly the leader of the government and the leader of the opposition have elected to become bystanders. But I thank you all for being here today, because you, led by the vision that Mark Healy has, are upstanders. And that means that people will not become victims of hate crime. And from those victims, thank you.